We're live.
Hey, and Matt's here. Hey, everybody! It's Wednesday. It's Lord knows what time it is. A little after 10 Eastern, 9 Central. This is Violent Wrestling Podcast, VWP. As always, I'm Mox, joined by my co-host Ambrose Alley. Metal Matt just got here, and we just went live. Perfect timing. And Adam Rice is adjusting something, so he'll be with us shortly. So, how's everybody's day been?
Busy.
Anybody else?
Been all right. Pretty good. Just kind of tired now.
Oh,
Well, he's not the only one.
oh. No.
I didn't even realize until like 5 minutes ago that we were doing this tonight. So
Well, sir. That's Yeah. Anyway, we've been doing Tuesday and Wednesday shows. We didn't do a Wednesday show last week. Um, the Wednesday shows are kind of here and there. We're gonna try tonight. Um, see if possibly we can find some positive things in WWE and wrestling in general. Um, since last night was kind of,
RMP, RMP, RMP.
so we're gonna do that. We're gonna try our give our best effort of see if we can get through a podcast and right on cue, Metal Matt's chair makes its appearance. So let's hey, you want to start with some RMP stuff with
RMP,
the
RMP, RMP. Well, tomorrow they start their camp, their 4-day camp, which not only do they have camp, excuse me, wrestling camp during the day, then they put on a show that night. And they do that all the way through Sunday.
and they're streaming that live on Twitch, right?
The shows they are.
Okay, that's yeah. I meant the shows. The shows after the seminar thingy, the camp.
Right. And I'm going to be going to the one on Sunday that that's in Denver. Going to do the VIP meet and greet as well as watch the wrestling show.
How are you liking Anaya as champion and being heel?
I
I
love
think
it.
it's yeah, I think it's awesome. He's one of those types that just can play both roles, but as a face, you're always like, um, that dude would be a badass heel when he won and they turned him, and I've been liking that. And his tweets are hilarious. Most of the time, his tweets are in character.
Oh, yeah.
Every once in a while, he'll break kayfabe, but most of the time, his tweets are in character. Um, did Hoodie? Did I read somewhere? His partner, for those that don't know Rocky Mountain Pro RMP, Anaya and Hoodie are a tag team known as Left Coast Gorillas, and they're awesome. It's spelled Anaya for Anaya if you want to look him up, and Hoodie is Hoodie. If you want to look him up, his actual Twitter is Hoodie LCG. He's a very fun follow. He does a lot of late night, sometimes drunken tweet. He's hilarious.
Well, if you go on YouTube, you can look up the drunken wrestling history. It
Yes,
is hilarious.
they get shit faced watching old wrestling.
And if they can't remember what they talked about 30 minutes before, they know it was a good episode.
Kind of like me, but just not as cool.
I mean, I didn't want to be the one to say it.
Sir. But my question was being, did Hoodie move to Missouri? Did I read that right on a tweet or something a week or so ago? Or is he still there?
I think he
Or do you know?
I think he moved to Missouri.
That's what St. Louis, I want to say. Either St. Louis or Kansas City.
I think Kansas City.
Huh. I wonder how that's going to affect his Rocky Mountain Pro going forward. Surely he'll be coming back.
Oh, he'll probably be coming back. I think he just wanted to change the venue and everything.
Yeah. Or our friend Bam Bam Malone's back at it, traveling the southeast, doing his independent wrestling and stuff. He's Dallas Championship Wrestling, BIW Bayou Independent Wrestling, Texas Championship Wrestling. He can't disclose, and I know it's a joke. Like I have like sources and stuff, but I literally know Bam Bam Malone, and I can't tell you why he took a small little hiatus, but he's back at it and doing his thing, going town to town, kicking ass and taking names. So that's cool. What's some other good news? Positive, guys. Positive.
Cassie the Wonder Dog is here.
Nice. Maybe she can beat Oscar next week. Damn it. There's so much for positivity. Matt, Rice,
Yes.
positive wrestling stuff. Positive.
Positive wrestling stuff.
I mean, if I really just wanted to shit on the show, I could say something that just happened, but um, let's get the positive stuff out of the way before I go
Um,
all negative.
well,
It's kind of tough, huh?
well, I was debating what I want to do before we get to the positive wrestling stuff. Um, just want to send a quick condolence out to Matt Riddle, who lost his grandfather recently.
Oh, yeah.
So it's tough, but he'll be back on the road soon, and best wishes out to him and his family. But as far as positive wrestling stuff goes,
Yeah. Sorry for your loss, Matt Riddle.
um, the SmackDown rating was up.
Yes, it was. Didn't quite be Raw, but it was damn close.
Yeah. Ratings have increased a little.
On SmackDown, yeah. Not on Raw. Raw got the spike when Roman came back for like those 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Like
I think SmackDown's is a lot of it has to do with the Kofi storyline.
oh, definitely that because you see in the forums we're in and Twitter and stuff, that's people like last Tuesday were saying, "Is it next Tuesday yet?" Can't wait, can't wait. And
Um,
I'm not going
uh,
to be negative because all the people that tuned in for the Kofi stuff got to. I'm not going to be negative. I'm not going to be negative.
but it's so much fun.
Man, give us something positive in your wrestling world.
Icons are going to WrestleMania.
Do I know?
Iconics are going to WrestleMania.
Oh, I thought you said I'm going to WrestleMania. Like, dude, like that's something like you should have told us when you got tickets.
Um, positive wrestling news. You sure positive wrestling news?
Depending on how you look at it. For Matt, that's positive wrestling news, so it worked.
Um, let's take a negative and turn it into a positive.
Matt's literally just gonna stick with the Iconics for going to WrestleMania. He's like, I've got nothing else positive.
Um, let's take a negative and turn it into a positive. I know there aren't many people happy with what unfolded on SmackDown. Hell, the first hour of our show last night was our conniption over what occurred.
Excuse me.
But 5 years ago, no one would have given a shit about a
Yeah,
women's title change 2 weeks going into Mania.
that's a great point. That the quote unquote women's evolution really has evolved to the point like it's causing this much of an uproar. And when I say uproar, I don't mean it's not like a side thing. Like it's being talked about when five, like you say, 5 years ago, it wouldn't have been such a big deal. Like if Natalia lost the Divas Championship to AJ 2 weeks before, like it'd be here and there, but they've come so far that it's literally topic number one.
And I know that
For
is a silver lining to a very dark cloud, but that is
oh
what it is.
yes, speaking of dark clouds, other positive news, um, Ivelisse, Joey Ron, Thunder Rosa, and Alphatismo all won their lawsuit and have been released from Lucha Underground.
Well, they
Main
agreed to a settlement to which one of the conditions was that Ivelisse and shit, I forget his name, um, had to be released.
right. Um,
So Lucha
that,
Underground, it sounds like is still a thing, but going forward, it won't have Ivelisse and others.
right. Exactly. The positive spin out of that is a lot of people redid their Lucha Underground contracts and they weren't so ironclad. And I believe they screwed her, and she had a very like she only worked Shine. She couldn't do anything else. TV and she couldn't do squats. And so now that burden's off of her, that's positive news because if you follow her on Twitter, um, she said how much it's impacted her and how bad it's been, and she just wants to wrestle and be out from under that stuff, and she's finally there. So that's neat.
Yeah. This is her shot. You We'll see if a major company picks her up. I don't see why they wouldn't. But
Well, I could see a little reason here or there, but I'm just happy that she's going to be able to,
have the
even
opportunity.
if yeah, that she's no longer shackled to that contract.
And I wish Lucha Underground all the best, but they
If they
have
do
some.
come back for if they do come back for season 5, that's going to be. You thought moving from Bull's Height to the new location was weird. Wait until they come back and nobody's there from season 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you keep up with season 4?
No, I ended up losing it because they took El Rey from me.
Ah,
Yeah, it took it away from me as well.
I just randomly got El Rey.
bastard! That's where your El Rey went, guys. Adam stole it.
Yeah, blame me.
I blame Dish.
That's a good start.
Ugh.
What are you playing?
Tomb Raider Chronicles ended is so dark in this freaking game. You cannot see where you're going at all.
Sounds like Asuka's booking future.
Oh God, sir, we did so well. We got 22 minutes in.
Look, I'm not going to take swings if you're going to lob them over the plate. Positive. Think.
Think, McFly. Think. Um, huh.
Um,
Um, I started to say something about New Japan, but uh, that is pretty cool to see. Somebody sell out actual Madison Square Garden and not just Madison Square Garden Theater.
yeah, and man, it's awesome to see that Jay White is set to draw.
Oh, sir.
I can feel your anger.
I'm gonna have to start like keeping stuff vested. Damn.
That
For
card.
those that don't know, I'm not a Jay White sling. I do not breathe in the sling blade, like at all.
Yeah, but you do love your juice.
I do in my what?
Juice.
You son of a bitch. Fuck Knuckle is the worst.
That card is pretty much set, right?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. Everything's pretty much set, right? There's nothing. They can't add anything else to any of these cards, right?
No, not the big cards. Like like the G1 Super card is set. Well, with WWE, you never know.
It's
um,
true.
um, the oh, I hate even mentioning it, but the Joey Ryan's penis party. Ugh. But that's got a fantastic card. It's just Joey Ryan's penis party.
Anything involving Joey Ryan by default cannot be fantastic.
And that's gonna have to change because Pac, formerly known as Neville, formerly known as Pac, his visa didn't clear, so
Oh yeah.
he's not gonna be able to make it.
Hey, at least Bloodsport's still good.
I was about to say Bloodsport's card is filled out. Shoot, I'm missing there's so many events.
I guess we can say this is a positive. Cain Velasquez to AAA.
Yeah, that was kind of
Odd.
yeah, and that's took me by surprise.
In case anybody missed it, the former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez signed within the last week a deal to compete for AAA in Mexico, and he will have his debut match at Triple Mania.
Which, for
Uh,
those that don't know, that's basically AAA's WrestleMania. That's their biggest show of the year.
it's where they launder all their drug money. Oh wait, shit! I didn't mean to say that.
Sir, just in case they're listening, um, his name is
No, no. My
R- R-
name.
Radom Ice, and he lives in Florida.
My name is Michael Avenatti.
Oh shit!
Because quite honestly, his life can't get worse at the moment. So I'll just add on. Um,
Damn, sir.
it, that's a get for AAA, considering we know Velasquez was at the PC rolling around at one point. Um,
Keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Oh Lord, we got big glimpse.
I want to stab my ears. Um,
They're not that bad. They got bad, but their first few albums.
but
Fred
I'm
Durst, just,
I'm interested to see what they do with Velasquez because he's there. That's I mean, for a company that doesn't typically do the celebrity signing or the outside of the lucha,
yeah, that's why it was so surprising. Not just him signing a wrestling, going into wrestling, but them signing him. Like, wait, what? Like, we knew he had interest, but do, are we sure he knows what he's getting into by going to AAA?
yeah, that's the other thing. AAA is not known for its
It's not WWE.
no. I mean, if we're comparing AAA to CMLL and giving it a Western, I know Western is the wrong term, but an American spin, CMLL is WWE and AAA is ECW.
Like tenfold.
Yeah. And
That
I'm talking at
CMLL
their
is very family friendly. Like, very. You think you want to gripe about WWE being too PG and stuff? Uh, that's literally, and they will tell you, don't come to our shows. Just don't. They give a rule card like before the shows of like no cussing and chants and
and here's the other thing: CMLL also puts on the better product, the more
yes,
consistent
absolutely,
product.
absolutely. But they are. It's a great show, but they are very insistent on we're a family oriented show.
Which is why New Japan works with them.
Yes.
Um,
Anyway,
by the way, Naito is going to be in CMLL, I think, this week.
sweet. Do we know in what capacity?
Let me look that up because I think Claire wrote something about it. Nope, I was wrong. It wasn't Claire. It was another one of the cage side riders. Um,
Wasn't it Manello? Manello?
yes. Naito's wrestling with Los Ingobernables at Arena Mexico this Friday.
Sweet.
And since we're on the topic of CMLL, I'll just give a quick rundown if we're looking for some positives. Dragon Lee dethroned Mephisto for the CMLL World Welterweight Championship. Uh, and Tetsuya Naito will be joining Rush and El Terrible
You
to
said
take on.
titty. You said titty.
I know. To take on Kurtiko, Volador Jr., and El Valiente at
You know,
the.
when you bring up Roosh, that pisses Matt off because he's no longer a MLW.
For this week's Super Vienna show. Yeah. So that's going to be a thing that's happening.
Right on. I'll definitely have to figure out a way to find that out. So
If you look for it, CMLL's Friday shows are on YouTube.
okay, I thought so.
I'm about 98% sure on that. The only thing you'll have to deal with is obviously the commentaries in Spanish.
I'm from Houston, sir.
That doesn't matter. You could be one of those gringos who don't know what the hell they're saying.
I know Yo Caldo Taco Bell, damn it.
And that's the problem.
Tacos for dinner, as a matter of fact.
And that's the night the lights went out in Georgia.
How did we get here? How did we...
Well, you see, you took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
That's New Mexico, dude, not Mexico.
I was making a Bugs Bunny reference.
I got it, and I was making a you got your Mexico's confused reference.
I'm an American. It's a par for the course.
Are you though? Like, hey, we need to start doing background checks.
Look, that line on the birth certificate was fuzzy.
Well, he has to be a United States citizen because he likes the Browns.
Oh shit!
No, I don't.
He never gets into the dogging on the Browns ever. Yet here we are.
Hope you have another blizzard.
We could use it.
Oh shit! AA with the win.
I hate everything.
I'm just proud you can.
Centering myself.
Woo-saw, motherfucker, woo-saw.
Here's something positive, albeit odd and weird. Did anyone catch that clip or the whole match of Buff Bagwell wrestling Jerry Lawler at a Memphis Grizzlies halftime?
No.
where Lawler won with the stunner?
No.
I'm not suggesting you watch it. I just didn't want to, I'm just going to say that I feel like that's something everyone should know happened.
I'm trying to digest if that's positive or negative news.
I'm just putting it out there. But
Matt,
in a
what?
real...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask Matt, what's up with him? Surely you got. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Before you get started, I've got something to say.
What's up with who?
You.
Oh, I'm not doing much at the moment.
No,
About to play Jack 2, so.
I meant like conversing. Like, what's besides the Iconics being going to WrestleMania? What's up in your wrestling world or anything world?
I mean, not much. I mean, I still need to get back on MOW and NJPW and Raw from this past Monday and all that stuff.
You really don't have to get back on Raw.
Yeah, like you can
But I
please.
want to see Becky.
You can watch SmackDown and see Becky.
Yeah, the 10 seconds they showed of her.
Yeah, that was kind of shady.
Yeah.
Especially when it got announced, like Becky and Ronda's gonna, and they're gonna whatever that was, like, and there's gonna be a big segment. Which, yeah, the segment turned out big, but it had very little to do with Becky.
Yeah. I guess we should send congratulations out to JoJo after I made that comment last night.
She is with child, specifically Braze.
If it's a girl, they've already said they'll name it Abigail.
Of course. I mean, you're talking about the Rotunda
Well, they
years.
are naming it after Kevin Nash.
Oh.
So you saw that.
Yeah.
They're actually naming the child Nash, spelled with a K.
KNASH.
Yep. And someone said, look, it's Nash with a K. It obviously means Kevin Nash. And I just started convulsing in laughter.
What are people doing with names anymore?
Survey came out recently that said 1 in 7 parents regret naming their kids what they did.
Damn.
Now makes me think whether if my parents regret it.
Oh shit.
My name is Mud.
Oh dear God.
My name is nobody.
Thank you, Arya.
Every time something good happened to me, something bad was always waiting around the corner. Karma. That's when I realized that I had to change. So I made a list of everything bad I've ever done, and one by one, I'm going to make up for all my mistakes. I'm just trying to be a better person. My name is Earl.
Do you just have
Good
an archive? Where do you keep all this shit?
right?
Google.
We had to like literally get a court order to keep you from doing the entire 3 Faces of Foley promo.
Yes. Like we had a cease and desist order on that shit.
By the way, I did have some fun today. Some guy online said he
Sir,
wanted
sir.
no. Someone said they wanted them to name a better promo than CM Punk's pipe bomb. So I decided just to ruin his day.
What'd you go with?
The Austin 316 King of the Ring promo. Any Ric Flair promo from the year 86 to the year 89.
Did you literally say any?
Yes. And Mick Foley's Kane Dewey promo from ECW. All better than the pipe bomb. All of them. I know
I'm not disagreeing. I just can't believe you literally said any Ric Flair promo. Like, not one specific or a couple of specific ones. Just any Ric Flair's promos from then.
And look, you know what? Let's just dive in because, we're trying to be positive, but when I see someone say something that asinine, I realize I can't be positive. Because stupid people take me out of my positivity. I cannot be happy when there are people stealing good oxygen.
No, and damn well desperately need it. And that's a private conversation. I'm not going to air for everybody.
You have to be pretty... yeah.
Sorry.
You have to be pretty sheltered in your wrestling fandom. If you could look at CM Punk's pipe bomb promo and go, that's it. There's no one can climb this mountain. It is Everest.
I mean, it's a good promo. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the pinnacle of. It's not the promo to end all promos.
I could pull
well,
up.
That's it. I mean, nobody can climb that mountain of a promo. It's Everest, if you ask me.
Are you mocking me? Are you talking to me?
You talking to me?
I mean, if we're going to quote shit, let's just quote shit. Let's turn this podcast into what we do every day. And randomly quote The Godfather in entire lines of sentences.
But then we'd be stealing other people's podcasts.
That's true.
We might be able to make them an offer they can't refuse, but
I don't want to steal other people's work. It's not okay. But I'm noticing within this insanity we call a fandom.
I was going to say one quick thing. I had to mute real quick about the better promos.
Mm-hmm.
Hot take. After WrestleMania 33, Roman coming out and literally saying 5 words was better than the pipe bomb. Hot take.
That's not a hot take. That's actually a correct opinion.
Him just saying this, all the booze for 15 minutes. This is my yard now, and just leaving was a better promo than the pipe bomb.
The same people who think that the pipe bomb was the pinnacle of a wrestling promo are the same people who are standing AEW before they even have a television show.
It's a t-shirt company.
Well, they're starting to be. They're a t-shirt company.
And do we count like Elias concerts as promos? Because what he did in Seattle actually might be close to pinnacle.
That was fun. I mean, well, Honky.
If we count it, because I mean, he is talking. Yes, it's in song, but he is cutting a promo during the song.
Yeah, I'd count it as a promo.
That shit is like
What was better?
next level.
What was better? Elias in Seattle or Rock concert in Sacramento?
Rock
Ooh.
concert.
I'll be
Hey,
sure to come back when the Lakers beat the Kings in May. That line is still amazing.
yes. Oh, that's hey, what do you think? You know the Elias promo you were still watching then about the Supersonics in Seattle not having a basketball team, and he got, oh my god, so much heat. So much heat. I think they're still booing him. Like they haven't left yet. They're still,
They may not let him back in the city.
yes. I think he's banned from Washington, period.
You know what? If we're going to be positive, let's be positive. Let's talk about things in wrestling that actually make us happy.
Tony Storm? Okay, I'll talk about Tony Storm.
Tony Storm's wrestling Jenny for the UK Women's Championship.
Oh shit, was that really where you were going?
No, but I'll go down that road.
I'm just trying to steer you clear of Albuquerque again.
Might have to still be clear of Birmingham, but UK, but that's another story completely.
Sir, that's sir.
Yes.
Hey, what's your favorite promo of all time? Or you can list a couple of them. What's some promos that really stick out to you? Did we lose AA?
No, you didn't. I'm watching my favorite promo right now.
Oh, well, tell us about it.
Okay, it's the one. It was after. This is back in early 2013. Um, it's after the Shield took out the Undertaker and everything, and they're doing their promo and talking about how they took out the Undertaker.
Ah,
And then that's when they get interrupted by 3MB.
no, yeah,
But before they get interrupted by 3MB, that promo was a good one. To me.
definitely.
I know it's a controversial one, but that Eddie promo on SmackDown
Oh shit, yeah.
talking about Dominic and all of that. Oh my God.
And that's relevant now. We've come like full circle with it.
Dominic was on television.
Yes.
Kid's bigger than his dad. Which, low bar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like
Literally.
Morris is bigger than Rey Mysterio.
And so it's, man, that Eddie promo, uh, the Cactus Jack promo, Foley to bringing back Cactus Jack and to wrestle Hunter. Oh God, what that was on SmackDown? What year was that?
2000.
Yeah,
Damn encyclopedia over there can quote like any phrase, right off the cuff, like ask a year and right off the cuff.
oh God,
More recently, the and it happened a few times. The Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. Oh, Wendy.
that 5-way promo on SmackDown. What was it? Last month,
Yeah.
where Samoa Joe said, told Jeff Hardy to be quiet and treat this like a meeting the group was sharing.
Yes. I mean, Samoa Joe is just a fantastic promo. One of the best ever on the microphone. He made Jeff corpse. Like it almost seemed like it wasn't scripted because, and Randy's just in the corner, just like,
Randy died.
oh shit.
Randy died. He totally corpsed. He had to hide his face.
Yes, put his hand up, turned. Like, I don't think that was part of it. It might have been like a bullet point of something, and he just took it and ran because everybody in the ring was like, "Oh, cut!" Like, a TV show like where everybody's just something too funny happens, and like they were all like, "Oh my damn, no, no, he didn't."
And you kind of want to be like, oh, I can't believe he said, oh, but you're also like,
It's like oh, holy shit, he did say it.
and then you have to go right back to being like this upset, like, I can't believe he murdered that man with the microphone.
He's dead already. Stop. Damn, you're right, that was great stuff. That was just like, and you can't really describe it because there's two sides. Like you said, there's the,
Well,
oh
that was,
man, he went there. Then there's the, holy shit, he went there.
and then
Which
of
are the
course
promos?
he totally, and then he got up in AJ's face and, hey AJ, how's our girl Wendy doing? And it was,
Nice callback.
uh,
I didn't care for the whole Wendy thing.
yeah, I mean, getting wives and kids involved has always been a touchy subject.
I was gonna say use that exact phrase, touchy subject. I just liked how he would, oh Wendy, like that will stick with me
And
for the rest of my life. I still use it to this day, like in different contexts.
someone should troll Joe back by bringing in a bag of Wendy's.
Oh, there's another team.
It, and no, I'm just thinking of all the the classic hard times promo.
Oh yeah, that's definitely way up there.
And that the hard times promo. I can kind of go onto a tangent here to something that happened recent because I'm actually still involved in the middle of it. Um, JR on Twitter said he didn't like how WWE was using race in the Kofi story and said something to the effects that race, religion, and politics have no business in a wrestling story. And I disagreed with that, and I actually vocalized it, and my Twitter hasn't been the same. Um,
Yeah, I saw you had a tweet. I don't want to say go viral, but you
it
got more
has,
attention than you usually get.
yeah. I mean, I'm not. I don't get this kind of traffic on my. Um, I'm up to 138 likes on it.
And last time I checked, it was like 20 retweets or 15 retweets or something like that.
Yeah, and I haven't interacted with the retweets with the 6 comments it has because I don't like giving some people my time. Um, but I basically said, when it comes to race, this is it's getting people involved in a way they haven't been involved in with before. And I kind of take umbrage to the fact that JR is saying, race wrestling, race politics and religion don't belong in wrestling, when I want to say, sir, what show have you been watching?
What show did you call for 3 decades?
You're right. Because the Hard Times promo is a political promo. It's talking about what the blue collar worker was going through at that moment in the mid to late 80s, where they feared automation was coming to steal their job.
Yes.
And Dusty Rhodes is here saying, no, brother, I know what you're going through, but you're going to ride with me. You're going to live through me as I go on to take on this, high living
Excuse me.
asshat and Ric Flair.
Basically, the automated system, like bucking the like what's bad in the world at the time. In that world was them being replaced, basically, by robots.
And here in Dusty Rhodes, the son of a plumber, you know. He's saying, I come from this. I am this. I embody this. Hard times, I understand it. And Ric Flair is everything
That you despise.
that you despise. That's political. You may not think it's political, or it may not hit you as political in the moment, but that is an insanely political promo.
Absolutely.
Every time in Crockett, I mean, in Nikita Koloff, Ivan Koloff, and um, Crusher Khrushchev. Shit, I don't know why I didn't remember that. The Russians, anytime they were on TV, they cut a political promo. It to say that those topics are somehow taboo in wrestling is laughable.
Yeah, it's a farce to say so.
Now you could say,
Well, well,
go
the
ahead,
thing
Matt.
also is, and I'm not necessarily defending or criticizing the tweet, but at the same time, WWE has shown that when they do a race centered storyline, they're not exactly the best at doing that.
No,
By
this
something like Jinder and Nakamura, or Booker T and Triple H, where the racist heel wins clean. So,
and those are egregious issues,
yeah.
but they've been a part of the overall wrestling business since the dawn of almost the dawn of televised wrestling.
I mean, the foreign hill gimmick that goes way, way back is political within itself. Uh, That's just,
And we know it's been known to make money and make stars out of people. And so, what
I mean,
changed?
for crying out loud, something more recent. Rusev with the Russian flag, even though he's Bulgarian, with Putin on it. That's not political. That's very much political. That is political.
That is the
Nah, man, nah,
definition.
man, nah, man, nah, man. He was just putting this on.
Oh
Oh
God,
God. Oh God.
I'm so disappointed. Yeah, I mean, let me look at all the Fritz von Erich,
Oh,
Tojo Yamamoto.
His character was from the Fritz, wouldn't you say?
oh, good grief.
I'm gonna
I'm
call
starting to
Becky
think like
and tell her that
underscore.
you were doing this.
I'm starting to agree with BA buried alive that because the last couple weeks, I think Matt's not straight edge anymore. He's got to be high or something.
No.
But Tojo, Mr. Fuji, uh, Baron von Raschke.
And I think what we're saying is, I don't think any of us are saying it's okay. I think what we're saying is it's a part of it. It happens. It's been happening for decades and decades. Sometimes they do take it too far, and not just WWE. I'm saying,
Wrestle.
wrestling in general, professional wrestling in general, has used, like you said, race, religion, politics. Like that's kind of a mainstay in the industry known as professional wrestling or sports entertainment. Entertainment. It's there. Like you can't. But yeah, you can low hanging fruit,
But it's been
but
low hanging fruit that they've used for years.
yes, for decades, longer than I've been alive, longer than AA's been alive. Like before, like it's always been there. And some it might not be televised, and there's stuff that as a kid going to live shows in Gillies, like there it just in Houston, like going to the Dallas Sportatorium, you know, it's just there. And yes, sometimes it is just low hanging fruit, but like you mentioned a few minutes ago, it makes money
And what are these people in business to do?
to make money. If you're in a business, um, not to make money, why are you in a business?
And let's also look at the aspect of race, since that's kind of where all this, bubbles out of. I mean, they used race constantly as a part of even in those political gimmicks.
Yes.
And you have to go back and think about guys like I brought this up when I was re-listening to caught the tail end of one night at the round table over at Los
That's not my
Luchadores.
dog. Just
And
sit. It's always my dog. That's not my dog.
No, that's mine.
and I brought up the fact about how we kind of forget that for that era in time, it is a minor miracle that the junkyard dog got over in the Mid South territory the way he did.
Yes. And you
Because
want to talk about somebody that's not talked about enough, and the word over gets thrown out here and there. In fact, there's an article that just came out that I was going to wait to talk about when we got into negative stuff, and the word over gets thrown about. Junkyard Dog, and I watched this live on TV growing up. I've actually been able to see him a couple of times in the mid '80s. You want to talk about over, like superstar, like um when I say Stone Cold Steve Austin over, you have to realize we're not in a big arena and the glass shattering and you have 20,000 people losing their shit. We're talking about him coming out, a couple hundred, maybe 400 people. They're still losing their shit.
but it's because of him. They're
Yes,
not.
that's what.
There's no Pavlovian response like the glass shattering or the "Are you ready to DX" or "Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?" That is designed to get a Pavlovian response.
Yes, just like burn it down.
Or the first few beats of the Shield or Roman / the Shield's entrance, or that those first few chords of Sasha's song or Becky's or
Yeah,
Bailey's. It's all that's all science. It's meant to elicit response. In the mid to late '80s, you didn't have that. Few acts did,
yeah, absolutely.
but
There were
a lot of
many shows I was at. Like we would go every week, sometimes a few times a week to these shows. A lot, most of the time, wrestlers didn't have an entrance theme like a music. They would just come out, from sometimes the bathroom stall, sometimes from like the gym, like a locker room. Gillies actually had a lock, and they would literally just open the door and walk out. So no music. You would just see who's coming out, and if they're a heel, boo the shit out of them. If they're a face,
sure.
cheer.
And
When
now
you
and that happened in a
the
building where
music
you could
entrance,
see it.
didn't really become a thing. Um,
Well, the out there in the territories, it was the Freebirds
yeah, that
uh,
was
or the Rock and Roll or Midnight or insert here. Flair had music there towards the end of the '80s.
right. But I'm saying like now everybody has an entrance theme.
Yep.
Back then, like only a select few had, and but it didn't become like everybody has to have one until um
Vince.
later in my wrestling fandom.
Vince kind of made it a thing.
Yeah, I was pinpointing WWF. I was just trying to get kind of a more specific year.
Hmm. Well, Memphis was doing stuff kind of early too, but we're threading needles now. But in when but what we're trying to say is JYD worked at a time in an area of the country where, how do I put this nicely?
Um,
Black people didn't get treated well.
yeah, there was still a lot, and there still is. Let's
Yes.
don't confuse that. There's still a lot of out there. Um, being from the South,
Being from
unfortunately,
that general area.
yes, being from there, unfortunately, I saw a lot of things that, um, there's a reason why I'm a little jaded towards people today, being 40. Like, um, beyond, like he was a face, he was a popular face, but he was black.
And he got people behind him.
Yes,
And don't get me wrong, there were places like he would go, God, man, when Mid South would, if you have the chance, get the WWE's Mid South DVD or go to YouTube or the network and go watch those Mid South matches from the Superdome when JYD was working on top. He's getting as massive as a pop as anybody. But New Orleans has a heavy black population, but it didn't matter. He could you could take that match whether he was working DiBiase or insert heel here, the Freebirds. They could take that match up to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and still get the same reaction. Or they could go down to East Texas and get the
sir,
same reaction.
sir.
I know, that's why I said it.
Yeah, that, and I've been there, and you're absolutely right. I witnessed it happen. Tyler, Texas, East Texas, at the Rose Center. Shit, um, not the Rose Garden. That's anyway. Um, it used to be called the. Now it's called Rose something because Tyler is known for its roses. Tyler, Texas.
Well, isn't that where?
Shit. Anyway, yes, he got a massive pop. There were a few black people in the audience. 99.9% of the audience white. No music, just came out from behind the curtains. Oh, the Oil Palace. The Oil Palace is what I was thinking of. And
And,
Tyler,
and if you don't
just
think JYD, even on while he was on top of the world in Mid South, wasn't dealing with bullshit because of his race,
yeah,
you're dreaming.
yeah, and even there's sections in the audience because not everybody cheered. Same went for Iceman. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. Iceman King Parsons.
Haven't heard that one.
He was very popular babyface in the 80s, early 90s. Also black. Not so over as JYD by any means, and he got a lot of shit for
There were a few words that were being said that we can't repeat.
yes, and I know like that there he and he was a face, and as a kid, like I didn't understand why some people were booing and throwing stuff like full drinks and bottles and calling him words that we all know the words we're talking about, but I'm not going to say them because I don't say those words. Um, and I just didn't understand. And again, that goes back to now I understand, and or I understood later, and why I'm so jaded towards people because a lot of people suck, man.
And it wasn't just JYD. Got another guy who worked Mid South, Butch Reed.
Oh,
They
Butchery was
have
so great.
they absolutely used race with Butch Reed.
Yes,
Go watch some old Butch Reed Ric Flair promos. You get exactly what Flair's saying when and he doesn't have to say it.
yes,
And I haven't seen. Heard a promo from Flair toward Butch Reed where he multiple times calls Butch Reed a big black gorilla. There's no mistaking what he's saying.
yes,
We know what he's saying and what he's calling Butch Reed.
yes,
I don't have to paint that picture. And yes, this is one of those instances where they were using race in a way that to get heat, which probably isn't right. No, not probably. It isn't right. But
yeah, yeah. It's not
it's
it's not right by any means, but um, it's again part of professional
part of the
wrestling. It's
part of the
part of
show.
yeah,
And I
and
don't
I'm not.
like it, but it is what
I
it
don't like it
is.
either, and I'm not trying to discount or say like I'm cool with it. It's just like you say, part of the show, and it's been that way for
Yeah.
again.
I
Um,
mean, let's use a more modern example. Kai and Tai.
I started to bring him up earlier,
That's
or
more
yeah,
modern for a lot of us. And if you go back and watch Kai and Tai's presentation, they're lucky they didn't get kicked off television,
yeah,
especially with the recently passed. Oh God, why did I forget their manager's name?
Yaguchi,
Yes. What does everyone remember him for?
choppy choppy wee wee.
How much you want to bet that man spoke perfect freaking English?
He did.
So here we have a man speaking perfect English, on a live telecast wielding a samurai sword, talking about cutting another man's dick off. And they were doing dubbed over comedy promos.
Yes. That's where we got Indeed from.
Indeed. It was stereotypical. No, it was stereotyping. It was racist. It was it it was everything. But what did the fans do?
Sure,
They
the fuck out.
laughed.
Yeah.
Blatantly and obviously racist.
Yaguchi could speak. When I say perfect English, like of course he's gonna have an accent, just like you have an accent from being in Ohio. I have an accent from being from Texas. He had an accent, but he could speak perfect English.
Uh, I mean, there are more, obviously. um, let's talk about this gem of a feud from WCW.
Matt, AA, you still with us?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're dominating the conversation, but and if you
Don't
guys
bring
want,
we into it.
I'm dominating the conversation.
Welcome to the Adam Rice podcast, everyone.
Thanks for having me. I would like to thank my three
My three listeners that are on the podcast.
But let's get our friends in here because I hate when I dominate the thing, but I just once I'm on a roll, I don't know when to stop.
Hey, don't worry about it.
But I'll come to you and I know you when I asked you this a couple weeks ago. You said you didn't like the fact that they were bringing race into the Kofi storyline, but we're here now, and now we have someone saying who's been in the business for years and years and years, say he doesn't like these things. The three, like all of our fathers probably told us, or our parents probably told us at one point in time of our lives, what are the three things you don't talk about? Religion, politics, and, well, in some cases, people would add race. But what do you do, when you're in a business that has a long history of those three topics? Two of them in particular, uh, be used over and over again. But now we're in a situation where it's actually being used in what I would consider a positive way, and we have older people in the business saying they don't like it. Does that concept mesh? Are those competing ideas?
Mm,
He's just playing in one of those internet cafes. Every time you talk, you can hear people just yelling at the top of their lungs. Like, jeez, dude.
yeah. I think it doesn't mesh that well. It's kind of a contradiction if you boil it down to its nitty gritty.
No, it's kind of, oh my god.
So they're
Matt,
gonna go fishing in the dark.
I want you to know my head is in my hands right now. I want you to know that I'm face palming so hard I might gouge my eye out.
Gouge your tongue out so you'll shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, sir. Matt, same question. Is JR having this opinion, even though he's been around forever and a day in the wrestling business? Does that opinion clash with what the presentation's been over the course of time? And now to a point where we have a story where race is actually being the use of race is more positive than it's been. Are these ideas still clashing?
I think a little bit, and like I said earlier, I'm not defending JR's tweet. I'm not criticizing it either. I can understand where he's coming from because it's a tricky thing to do. And the thing is, it's always about context. It's always about context and how it's done. And considering WWE's history of using race in storylines, I can understand why JR would not want something like that to be done in wrestling, but I think if it can be done right, then go for it. If you can't do it right, then I would just say don't do it at all.
I think that's a logic. That's obvious. I think that's almost the correct way to look at it. But it's one of those things where I have to look at the messenger and be like, really?
That's
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Matt wholeheartedly. My only asterisk would be, dude, you were sitting there at the table for
You
all the
were in
Booker
the
T Triple H
meetings.
promos, and you called the Triple H Booker T match. Where was this voice back then?
Let's not forget that he was in the creative meetings too.
Yeah, like where's why all of a sudden are you I'm saying this now. Um,
You were with the company when they debuted Crime Time.
oh, good grief!
What is not racial about Crime Time?
And shit, I forgot their.
Big Shad and JTG.
No, I know them. The Hispanic
The
group.
Mexicals.
They're Mexicals. Shoot.
Juventud Guerrera. Super Crazy.
Psychosis and
And
super crazy.
Psychosis.
Yeah, there's I was thinking of a different one.
Um,
Los Muertos?
Shoot, I know. All of a sudden, can't think.
what
I
year?
know. Thank good.
I mean, Matt's a damn near supercomputer in his own right. Just give him a year and a letter, and he might figure it out.
It was towards. Excuse me. Excuse me. 2002, 2003. They weren't established like a Juventud would be or Mexico. Shoot, what was that tag team?
What
Um,
company was it?
do I know?
What company is this in?
WWF at the time. Shoot.
I don't think there was any tag team like that at that point in time. I think you might be thinking of the Mexicals
No, no. I'll think of
or
if I
Los
quit
Guerreros.
think. No, if I quit thinking about it, I'll think about it later. That's how my brain works.
Did they win anything?
No, they were that they were jobbers basically, but they were very um like on what we're talking about of shoot. If we move on and I'll get my brain off of this, it'll come back to me. I had the name right there and then lost it.
I mean, I'm
Welcome to
trying to
Mox's
grasp
world.
what?
I said, welcome to Mox's world.
Yeah. Um, and let me. You know what? And let's go to what was. They were heels, but it was still a positive take on race. Two examples. One from WCW, even though it was derivative, the Latino World Order.
Yes.
These were guys who were first and foremost proud to be Hispanic. They were proud of their heritage, led by Eddie Guerrero. And their whole thing was, we're tired of you looking over at us. We're tired of you looking over at us because of the way we look.
Yes. Where we're from.
And even though they were heels, it was a positive take on race.
And to jump ahead a little bit, LWO, the Latin World Order, is what gave us the Eddie Guerrero. Like, he was already highly regarded, but the LWO is what gave us the Eddie Guerrero that is so fondly remembered to now.
Yeah, that's where he kind of came into him. That's God, he was so good.
Yes,
The slimy, greasy,
yes.
you know,
Lying, cheating, stealing, viva la raza. That
that that the LWO was the progenitor for what we got from Los Guerreros.
yes,
Um, and another positive take on race. And again, I know people are probably thinking, well, how can it be a positive take on race when they're heels? And when I would tell someone who thinks that is, they're not being stereotyped.
right. Yeah,
They're,
yeah,
you know, the Mexicals were heels, but they were also being stereotyped because they were coming out on lawnmowers and gardeners' uniforms. That's a problem. They were 2 shades away from having a bandolera and a sombrero. Bandolier, I fucked up that first one. Um, that's where they were at. The Latino World Order never did that. Another positive take on of race in wrestling was the Nation of Domination. And that shit sparked some damn near riots.
yes. And a part of the Nation of Domination conversation. Damn, Nation of Domination conversation. Look at me. Anyway, part of that. Um, does anybody remember when Ron Simmons, aka Farouk, debuted and how they debuted him?
Wasn't he in a Spartan outfit?
Sir, yes.
That's
What
that's
the fuck was a former WCW heavyweight champion?
the
And
first black
yes,
heavyweight champion of a major company. Recognized.
and he debuted.
Recognized heavyweight champion. Let me put that out.
He debuted like that.
Let's put that aside. College football All American. Florida State legend.
Isn't he in the College Football Hall of Fame?
He's now in the College Football Hall of Fame. Came out on national television in a gladiator uniform.
Farouk Hassan managed my Sonny.
I'm gonna go dunk my head in the toilet just to see if I can lose that memory.
Just dunk
The
your head in the toilet for fun, dude. Like,
bite me. Uh, so for them
and
to
brought that up to kind of Matt's point about WWE specifically at WWF at the time. You take all this that we just said, all the accolades we just said. WCW champion, first black major promotion champion.
first, yeah, I would say the way I would say it is first recognized black heavyweight champion.
Um, um, the college football like a star, and Ron Simmons later, I guess it's been a few years ago now, on a podcast or interview, um, he loathed the idea, like loathed the idea of the gladiator gimmick.
Wouldn't
Like,
you?
of yeah, he's like, you're gonna
That
put me in fucking what?
I just slapped the shit out of the guy who suggested it.
And
And
Ron Simmons
Bro,
could. Like,
bro, I swear to God, this is gonna work.
that might be the best timing ever for that. But and yeah, you're right. This is Ron Simmons. If he wanted to slap the shit out of the guy, there wasn't a lot the other man could do.
and that was what 23 years ago. The motherfucker still could.
Yeah,
You
I'm
don't.
not.
He's
I
like,
ain't taking Ron Simmons.
there's like people you don't fuck with. That's Haku, Ishii, and Suzuki. Ron Simmons is on the list. Like, you do not fuck with Ron Simmons.
Rest in peace, Dr. Death, Terry Gordy. Uh,
Yes,
there's a list, people. They keep the list updated. Trust me.
that's one thing we haven't talked about in the daily lately. Is we always like, if you're in a bar.
Hey, don't be. That's a
Yeah,
quick.
I don't go to bars, like, so I'm not getting the shit kicked out of me.
But and it was
Ron
some.
Simmons will fuck you up, and they
Yeah.
put this gimmick on him.
But you know what they did when they realized they really royally fucked things up?
They made it right.
They made it right. They gave him the gimmick of a mount. I almost said something I probably shouldn't have. They made him a black, militant, angry, a guy who had a right to be angry.
Yes,
Because he walked into that company a respected human being, and they put him in a gladiator uniform.
and
I'd be ready to tear some shit up.
we're not talking like gladiator uniform from like the movie 300. This was like bright teal, fucking like looked
And
like a woman's kind of
yeah,
outfit.
he was in a skirt. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
And I know some people would be like, "Well, wait, that's a stereotype." And yeah, thinking about it, the idea of the militant black man, you know, echoing the Black Panther Party, yeah, that is a stereotype. I'll freely admit that. But they were never shown. They were taken seriously.
yes,
But
and it was more optical, more visual representation than um words being said, like the outfits, the armbands. It was more of a
and even with the Nation of Domination, there was a religious element too,
yes,
because
absolutely Islam.
Farouk isn't an English name.
No, Islam.
It's Arabic. They were channeling, the Black Panthers, the Nation of Islam,
But at the
and
same time, they didn't have to come out and like and I'm just gonna say it like um it wasn't like a kill Whitey.
yeah, it wasn't they weren't echoing Malcolm X there at the beginning, saying, the black man and the white man in no way, shape, or form can coexist in the world. Therefore, they must be separate because I hate to say it, Malcolm X actually might have made a few points. uh, but they weren't doing the Malcolm X, the kill Whitey, the white man can't be trusted. They weren't.
They were basically doing, and this is how we got led to Nation of Domination conversation. It's 3 times. They were doing LWO.
Yeah, there was a black pride to it.
Yes,
And
it wasn't about the man. And when we say the man, we all know we're talking about the white man. It wasn't about the man holding us down. It's about we're gonna fight. For us, it's not about the white man. It's about anybody trying to hold us back. Whether you're white, black, brown, orange, red, like I am, like it was we're standing up against anybody. Like if that makes sense at all.
yeah, it does. And yeah, and they um
Hey, Matt, what did you think of Nation of Domination?
I love the stable.
I thought it was a fun stable.
Your dog apparently did not like it, Matt. Your dog said no, no, no. Okay,
yeah.
nobody will get this except for us, but I'm going to put ampersand. Your dog's a racist. Ampersand.
It's sarcasm text.
Yes, that's for those that don't get it. When you do that on a sentence, it makes it sarcastic. And anyway,
Yeah, they did, and race was a part of their stories. I'm not going to say it wasn't, because one of their first feuds was with Ahmed Johnson, and race was definitely a part of that.
oh yes, yes,
Because they said some things about Ahmed Johnson that I would not say about Ahmed Johnson, because I still think he could hurt me.
yes. Like my life is shit and all, but I still like to live. Like
And they did do um, the gang wars, the black supremacy, the um,
I mean, it's obviously it was a factor, but that wasn't the point of the formation.
right. There was race involved. Some of it wasn't always positive,
Yes,
but they were playing a stereotype. But I don't ever look back on the Nation of Domination and think of negative things.
right, and you really can't because if it wasn't for the uh, throw everything else out of the window, if it wasn't for the Nation of Domination, there would be no The Rock. There would be no Dwayne Johnson in Hollywood.
Hot
But
take: there would be no New Day.
mm, I can see where you're going with that.
Because remember how that first started?
Yeah, they were
They was
doing
Nation of
yeah,
Domination. They were
but
doing an
and
update.
but in with the three things that we've been talking about, and two are always prominent. This one actually had all three because it had religion too.
Yeah, it was more a Black Lives Matter. It was an updated version. It was a Black Lives Matter take on what the Nation of Domination was. Of course, it died immediately, and they became a gospel choir. And I don't know what the point was, but it led to something that people eventually got behind.
Yeah, because they're that damn good.
Yes.
If you're
It,
that damn good, and I've said this for years. If you can be, take a modern day, like literally yesterday, Daniel Bryan, fucking douchebag ass Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan is absolutely a political gimmick right now.
Oh, absolutely. But he's that damn good. That he used to have every arena he stepped in. Yes,
Cheer him.
yes, 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 yes. To getting booed the fuck out of the building anytime he shows up.
And I hate that. It's only because I want to talk about it. Because it's another
Don't,
example.
don't, sir. You better not,
Where do you think I'm going?
sir, sir.
Where do you think I'm going?
Does it involve a spouse of who we just talked about?
No, no.
Okay, okay, you're good.
We're not talking about wombs or anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's go back and remember WCW about the same time as the Nation Domination, a little bit later actually, tried their own version of a gang war.
Uh,
Anybody remember the No Limit Soldiers and the West Texas Rednecks?
yes, unfortunately.
Anybody want to go drink bleach with me?
No, I'll just leave that to you. I'll just
That
drink
was
my
an
beer so
example
I
of them
refrigerate again.
trying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was an example of them trying to do race, culture, music, and my greatest regret is that is one of the things that still stands out to me about WCW.
Hey, can we fire him yet?
Nope.
We don't have grounds yet. Cause
Wait,
he,
you're looking for grounds? You guys suck.
well, because you keep bringing up severance packages and stuff.
Well, I still haven't received it.
Well, you haven't been fired yet.
Damn it,
But
that's true.
if we if we find the right grounds, then we don't owe you the severance package.
And by the way, I totally forgot that the disciples of the apocalypse were a thing.
Oh, good grief!
Why was that a thing?
Um, sir, Matt, AA, do you have an answer?
And why was Paul Ellering the manager of it?
Um, that's kind of obvious.
Big, bald, jacked white guy?
Yeah.
Okay. God, the hell's.
Because you see, Prince Moxley Lopez, they are like twins. I only have to control one mind. Because I am Mr. .com.
I hate myself.
I hate you too.
Fuck you. And this dude gonna call me by my full name, Prince Mark. He gonna,
Well, I mean, that's what Paul Erlin said on Raw.
I know someone retweeted that screen grab in my feed and I died. Poor Paul.
did he? Wait, I'm confused now.
What?
He didn't say Prince Moxley Lopez.
No, he said Jim Ross, but
Okay, that's.
Well, if he did, that'd be some shit.
Told you I had sources, motherfuckers.
If your source is Paul Ellering,
I can neither confirm nor deny.
how about you deny and just get that one over with? my point is, and I guess we could wrap up on this discussion because I'm actually going to run off and head to bed. So again, thanks you guys for having me on as always. Um, we got down this road because,
This has basically been Takeover Adam edition. Like you
sir,
signed an NXT.
sir, the sooner you learn that it's all about me, the better you'll be. Um, it. I know these topics are uncomfortable for a lot of people. And we don't like it when the real world comes into our entertainment. But as WWE likes to continually tell us, we're in the reality era. This is the era of what you see is what you get. It's all live. It's, we're injecting real life into this. And they have Twitter feeds and YouTube channels. Their performance center has a YouTube channel.
And
We see, and
Instagram spoiling shit.
Instagram is spoiling shit, and computer ads are spoiling shit. They allow these people's real lives to come into the forefront. 10 years ago, I would have known that Sarah Logan and Ray Monroe got married. Now they do a produced video for it and release it on YouTube. That is mind blowing. And because of the real life is becoming more and more of part of the ancillary product, we can't act like that they can ignore these themes that are tough to talk about. Just like the news can't. The news can't not talk about the killings of unarmed black people by law enforcement. They can't ignore the hateful graffiti that we see being sprung up. It seems like on a bi-weekly basis using swastikas in anti-Semitic language. So why should our wrestling be any different? If
Or I think a word to somewhat and forgive me if I'm wrong here. One word to summarize I think what you're trying to say is acknowledging.
yeah, they
That
they can
this is
go ahead.
happening.
Yes, whether you like it or not, race is in this Kofi Kingston storyline, and it's better for it because it's telling a real life story.
And I've said this I think 2 weeks in a row, maybe three. Fuck you to everybody that fantasy books shit that um let's catch Vince McMahon, on camera saying the word. Let's really make fuck you.
That's
Like
not being that's not reality TV. That's
yeah,
shock jock radio.
the race thing is obvious and apparent enough without actually being that far with it where for in case the people in the back you know excuse me didn't hear I'm going to say this word just to make sure like everybody knows that this is about race. Fuck the
And what is
people that
yeah,
said
that.
yeah.
And what's important is it's not the company telling you this. It's the people involved.
Right. Like it's
Big E, Kofi, and Xavier are telling you that the reason why Kofi was not getting this deserved opportunity was because of things like institutionalized and corporate racism, which are real things. Which are real things people do.
absolutely, and they've done a great job with, because it is about race, but they've done a great job, all three of them. The company basically, like, okay, we're gonna run this storyline, but and I'm like putting my hand on the steering wheel, like people can see where the line is, but we're not going to actually say it. We're implying it all the way, but and I'm doing it again. I'm like mid wheel on my steering wheel where I start far left, and like you get the reference without us having to go full on with some of the people.
They're not beating you over the head with it. They're not taking a sledgehammer to your head and saying, "Look at what we're doing." Some
And then
think
you
they
get
should.
Lana just popping up like, yeah, you're right. We're being held down. Like, what the fuck?
Someone needs to take that woman's Twitter away.
Like,
Because
what the hell was that about?
I have a hard time with a pretty blonde white woman trying to glom on
From fucking Florida,
from Florida, trying to make a
relate.
story to relate and make a story about institutionalized and corporate racism about her and her husband haven't gotten a shot. Shut up. This
That's
isn't your
just
time.
that's literally. I can't really say I've defended Lana in the past, because she stupid tweets a lot. But when she quote tweeted Biggie and put her own, yeah, you're right. We are being held down. Like, what the fuck? Who is we in this situation?
Who is this we? Could you point we out to me? Because I'd like to slap we in the mouth.
And I guess I'm salty. Like,
That's so stupid. It, it. I could go off
and that
about Lana.
yeah, and
I'm not going to. But we are now in an era where we have to start having real life come into these storylines.
and I have to say this real quick before you leave. Um, if it was from any other white person with sincerity, like we stand together. I'm not white. You guys are, I guess.
I'm
Um,
white as a freshly cleaned bedsheet.
I get the if it was in a sincere way, like yes, we stand together, but not in the way she did it of the we and using that to whatever
Make
the fuck she was trying to do.
She was
Like,
trying to piggyback. She was trying to.
yeah, and that's not cool. It wasn't we're standing together. It was more of a
Yeah,
I'm gonna
look at
use
what they're
this
doing to
and
me.
yeah, and that was
How
not cool.
tone deaf? How
Yeah,
tone deaf do you have to be?
like, seriously, like honestly, like
They need to take her Twitter away because she's. Have fun when your contracts are up. I'm done. Rusev is a talented individual, but Rusev
yes,
isn't worth putting up with Lana.
no, I agree with you. Like, um,
There
and
there
it's
are
gonna
things there are things that I can forgive, but I don't know if I can forgive someone trying to make this story about them when it's so clearly not.
Absolutely. Like, that's ridiculous. Hey,
But
and guess what Rusev is? Because people apparently don't know the difference between ethnicity, nationality. Rusev is a white man.
yeah,
Uh, I just don't. Yeah, take her Twitter away. Um, take
I'm
hers, Rhonda's, Will Osprey's. Fucking just ban them from Twitter.
on that note, I will leave you guys to talk about whatever you wish. Um,
Bye, bitch.
yeah. Thanks again for having me, everyone. You can find me at PWFan1 on Twitter if you so choose. If you want to yell at me for any of my race or politics takes tonight, that's fine. You can also find me at Cage Side Seats in the daily and the nightly if you also want to yell at me about any of my race or politics or religion take for that matter. We didn't get into the Vince McMahon versus God storyline, so uh, we can. Oh, did I just bring that up? I'm so sorry.
Now you have to
Uh,
stay for another 20 minutes.
hell, I do. I can summarize that up in 30 seconds. We're all going to hell for watching that. There's not a
Why is
different.
God? Why is God not in the Hall of Fame?
Why is God not in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, sir.
Because Vince McMahon once said about organized religion that if he wasn't in the wrestling business, he'd be in the tent revival business. Uh, ask Bruce, find a Bruce Pritchard promo, shoot interview. He'll tell you. Um, but
I
thanks
was waiting for
again.
Matt to do his brother love.
Is Matt not
Matt,
going to
where's
do?
Matt?
Wait,
Where's your
what?
brother love?
Wait, what?
Where's your brother love?
I love you.
God, that gimmick was annoying, but it sure was fun to hate. Uh,
Now, brother Rice, brother Mox, and sister AA. Just
God,
because I love you
I'm scared.
doesn't mean I like you.
Hold me.
Hold me tightly.
All right, I'm gonna just leave now. Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you later.
See ya.
Love you, Adam. For real.
We really do.
I'm
For real,
still.
for
I
real.
love the rest of me as well.
I'm still scared.
Now that he's gone, thank God. Speaking of, anything else you guys wanted to chat about?
Not that I can think of.
Matt, what game did you say you just started?
Well, I'm not playing a game at the moment.
Oh, I thought you were switching games earlier. Tomb Raider, um, whatever it's called. It's the, I guess, remastered thing from the original PlayStation or PlayStation 2, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna not on air, but up here. Like, um, some of the things you have to do to advance, like I'm stuck on stupid.
What part
So,
are you stuck on, Mr. Mox?
the damn it, um, the first level. I don't know what I need to do. Like I've done everything that's obvious. Again, I was playing it like ungodly times last night, so I was literally just like running around basically. We'll talk about that off air. Um,
Why
one thing, sir,
not?
what did you say? I didn't hear you.
Why not on air?
Oh, because stupid. Like seriously, I'm not good at those kind of games like at all. Like I stick to my sports games and wrestling games, and although I'm pretty good at the Lego um Lego Avengers, I'm pretty good at, and then the Lego Lord of the Rings, or shoot, Lego Harry Potter, 4, whatever it's called, or 1 through 4. Pretty good at that. Then I get to games like where, well, I don't have a clue what to do, so I just run around looking like an idiot. Real quick, going back on the discussion prior, one thing, one of the things that's great about Rocky Mountain Pro, RMP, they don't really do that. It's just straight like wrestling entertainment. They don't, right? AA,
Yeah.
yeah. They don't. What am I trying to say, Ambrose Alley? Nothing. Okay, I'm trying to say nothing.
It's I can't put it into words.
They, to a degree, like for reference of another thing brought up earlier, like Left Coast Gorillas. The the gorillas part isn't in reference to like a race or anything. It's more of have you ever met a gorilla in the jungle?
Actually, but you got to think about the way that they spell gorilla.
Yes, it's that
It's
too.
it's the militant organization gorilla, not a gorilla.
Right, but they don't play on it like so much. I guess we're both on the same thing of like I can't put it into words, but it's not like a prominent thing. It is, but it isn't. It's ah maybe I shouldn't have brought this up. It's there, like we get it, but it's not like everything about them, if that makes sense at all. Which probably doesn't. Thank you, new meds.
Oh, you're on new meds?
Yeah, I told you guys last night. Okay. Well, one new med. Shoot, I can't even. Um, we're on air discussing what meds I'm on. Um, it's another antidepressant. Shit, I'll say it. Bipolar thing. Barbatrin or something like that. It's a little white and brown capsule, 100
Oh,
milligram.
well, whatever.
Yeah. So that's on top of all the other meds I'm already on. Joy. I have to take it twice a day. Seems to work. Made me sick yesterday. First time I took it.
As long as it works, that's all that matters.
Yeah. We need to do an episode of like who all takes what medicine. Because Rice being a Browns fan, surely he has to take antidepressants and somas and like everything. Bad joke.
Not a bad joke.
Anyway, um, anything else? Wrestling, movies, TV shows, games.
Well, Matt can tell us all about the games.
It's all about the game. How you play it. Do you want it,
Wait,
Matt?
what?
Do you want to tell us about games, Matt? We want it. I want it. Tell us about the game.
Depends on which game you want me to talk about.
Whichever one you're playing now.
Not playing any at the moment. Have that old W countdown show in the background.
Ah. Well, you said the last couple weeks you bought some new games. What's your favorite new game you bought?
Favorite new game?
It's a new game. Yes, it is.
Trying to remember what all I got.
Oh, good grief. Didn't you beat
Probably Devil May Cry HD collection. I would say that.
didn't you just beat that a couple days ago?
I beat the first and second one. Haven't beaten the third one. I'm on the final level of the third one. But I might just move on to the fourth one.
Sir, you can't move on to the fourth one until you beat the third one. Those are the rules, right, AA?
That's the rules. You got to beat them in order.
Yep.
I've tried.
Keep trying.
I've tried.
Keep on trying.
I am trying.
Well,
I mean,
best of luck.
Virgil, the last fight with Virgil in the third one is impossible. They made him way too powerful.
I believe in you. You can do it. Don't you play the fourth one till you beat the third one. Those are rules. That's an order, sir. Have you played all the Tomb Raider games?
For the most part, yeah. I haven't played the second one, the fourth one, or Angel of Darkness. Other than those select few, I played all of them.
How many Tomb Raider games are there? I thought there was only 3.
Well,
Or
there's
4.
the first 5 on PS1. Then they made Angel of Darkness, Legend, and Anniversary on PS2. Then Underworld on PS3. Then the reboot on PS3. Rise of the Tomb Raider for PS4. And Shadow of the Tomb Raider for PS4.
Shadows may die. Shadows may die.
So I think there's like 12 or 13 games in the series.
I'm playing the Tomb Raider reboot on PS3.
Good lad.
Me, I'm still trying to figure out 2K
18.
18.
Why, it's quite simple, eh?
You picked the Iconics.
Yes.
I knew where you were going with that. Is that still the only game you have for the PS4?
Yes.
Oh man, I don't have any WWE games for the PS4. I have them all on Xbox One.
No, AA bought a PS4 specifically for 2K18. Yeah, we all know about my PS4 experience. It's a paperweight now. But 2K18 was Matt had to help me through a lot of it. How do you do this? How do you do that? What got frustrating, excuse me, was both of us trying to figure out during the Royal Rumble like how to eliminate people. The Royal Rumble is a bitch on 2K18 until you figure it out, and then okay. Matt told me how to light tables on fire, and that's fun. How far were you gotten on 18? AA?
Um,
Are you just doing regular matches or career mode?
I'm just doing regular matches.
I'm sure Matt can help you there. Matt, what do you play on 18? What's it called now? My mode, career mode,
My career.
my career. Hey, you put the two things I said, and I, I got it right. My career. Don't you have to start like from the bottom and get like signed to NXT, then get signed to the main roster?
Yeah, you start down in developmental, and then you move to NXT TV, then you move to either Raw or SmackDown. In
You don't
2K19,
get to.
you start out in the Indies, then you go to NXT, and you go to Raw and SmackDown.
That's about. I'm on season 11 or 12 because I actually play the games. I don't simulate them. Of Madden 11. That stuff gets hard when dudes like Drew Brees are retiring. You have to draft quarterbacks and draft running backs and manage your team. Like, um, it's basically my career, but in football. Like, holy hell! Like the first few seasons are easy when you have Reggie Bush and Marquise Colston and Drew Brees. Like, okay, I won 4 Super Bowls in a row. And then people started getting older and their overall score went down. And I got, I wore Reggie Bush like out, like literally. I kept re signing him till I got the announcement Reggie Bush has retired. Like, son of a bitch. So now I'm drafting. And what the funniest part is the made up names for these college draft picks you're picking. My current quarterback is and it sounds racist, but that's what they his last name is Yu. He's a Asian quarterback, and his last name is YOU. Like, damn. So every time I throw the ball, you missed a pass. You completed a pass. Anyway, who's watching what? I hear something in the background.
Oh, I'm watching the Tango Don't show.
Oh, Chungo don't. Chungo don't tweet. Chungo don't show.
Chungo don't like nerds.
That's another. We don't give him enough love because Chungo is great.
He's a really nice guy.
We brought him up a few times, but seriously, he's um. Give him a shout out on his Twitch and Twitter. I know his Twitter's Chungo don't tweet.
Oh
Is
yeah,
is
I
he
did.
is he doing it under at Rocky Mountain Pro on Twitch?
Um, Boone is doing the replies.
Ah, anything else anybody wants to talk about? Anything?
Nope.
Matt?
Not that I can think of.
Well, with that note, I guess we're done here.
Yeah, I got to go to the dentist tomorrow.
Fun stuff.
I got to get, and I don't know whether I have a cavity, lost a filling, or have a cracked tooth. It feels
Damn.
like a cracked tooth. But he'll find out when he does my semi-annual cleaning.
And get the good meds.
No, I get the good meds if they extract it. But if it has to be extracted, then I get to go see the cute dentist, who
Oh yeah,
the cute oral surgeon who does the extraction.
which is always a plus.
Yes, and then I get the good drugs.
You and Lips or something else with your doctor's dentist.
Well, my regular dentist, what's strange is that his mother was my typing teacher in high school.
Oh wow. Excuse me. Remember the I can't remember if we were live or just hangouts. And I sent you guys a picture of my doctor because you're my doctor's so cute, and Lepsy was like, my doctor's cute too. And I'm like, here's my doctor. I'm like a 85-year-old man, like Bray Wyatt basically, but full gray beard. Like, here's my doctor. Here's my dentist. Well, hope everything goes well.
Oh, I'll let you know because it's in the morning. It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. I'll be here. I'm off the rest of the week since I work late today.
I'll let y'all know how it goes with the dentist.
DDS. DDS. Are you? I just want Britt Baker to like fill in for. Hey, fill in for teeth. But she's a DDS. She's a doctor of dentistry. For those that don't know who Britt Baker is, she's a female wrestler.
Yeah, I didn't know that until now. See, I learned something new.
And she's uh, actually, I think she's an MACS, which also has the DDS, but she's a doctor of a tooth doctor. Let's just be plain about it. She's a dentist who also like quit dentistry to wrestle. She's actually pretty good.
Hmm. Yep.
All right, Matt. Any closing words? Matthew.
Yeah.
Any closing words?
No, not really. Just
glad that everyone tuned in for this special Wednesday edition of VWP.
Ha, asshole. Do you know yet if you're doing Ruthless Aggression Friday?
Um, I should be. I just need a guest.
I volunteered last night.
Well, we are doing it on Unforgiven 2004 plus Day of Reckoning.
I can do that if Wayne can't show up.
All right, sounds like a deal.
The check better be in the mail. Okay, I'm at Fireman6809 on Twitter. You can find us at Violent Wrestling No G on Twitter. Same on Twitch. AA, where can they find you?
They can find me at Lady Rashana on Twitter. Find me lurking in Cage Side Seats at Ambrose Alley. You can find me on Twitch at Violent Wrestling Podcast, no G.
All, like, literally capital letters ALL. All hate mail and stuff goes to at PWFan01 at Twitter. That goes his direction. That has nothing. He's earned it. I would be really mean and give his email address, but I'm too nice of a guy. But yeah, PWFan01. Send the hate mail that way. We're gonna start calling him corporate. We're the corporate, but he gets the hate mail.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. And Matt, AA, thanks for being on and all that jazz.
Thanks, Moxie.
Love you guys. Love everybody listening. We love you.
Good night, everybody.
Sweet dreams.
Are made of these. Who am I to disagree?
Okay, now before we go off air, I have to know which version are you doing? Are you doing Eurythmics or are you doing Marilyn Manson?
Yes.
All right, peace, guys. Love you. Love you all.